Hey everyone, One Up Bebop here. Just me today. Lori has been busy playing Super Mario RPG and should be appearing on stream and on YouTube sometime later this week. But just me wanted to talk about the recent bombshell announcement from Sega that appeared during the Game Awards. I'm of course talking about them announcing that so many of their old school and retro game series are coming back for a new generation. We're talking Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, and more. That's the key part that they said in their trailer, and more are coming. In my previous video, I mentioned sort of my headcanon of Sega for the past 10 years is that they have just been so risk averse and so afraid to do anything creative that they have just been storing up money thanks to the Yakuza and Sonic series, and just been waiting to go back and go to these old IPs and bring them back once they were financially stable. And wouldn't you know it, that was kind of confirmed in a recent interview on Washington Post with Gene Park, who interviewed this Sega of America CEO and Sega co-chief operating officer, Shuji Utsumi. You see, Utsumi credited 3 franchises for holding up Sega for the past who knows how many years, those being Sonic, Yakuza, and Persona. This is kind of what Sega fans have been saying for a very long time, that it almost appeared that Sega was just milking these franchises and just storing money in a money vault for some future day. And it seems that future day is now. Utsumi said when he joined this company, he saw so many IPs that were just ripe for bringing back, and it seems like now is the time, and it's happening. And I couldn't be any happier. And I've mentioned on this channel that it seemed like something was happening, something new was happening with Sega marketing and Sega PR. I pointed out so many times in the past that Phantasy Star Online Twitter had been referencing old Phantasy Star, had been referencing Phantasy Star 1, Phantasy Star 2, Phantasy Star 3, Phantasy Star 4, and the original Phantasy Star Online. As a recent leak on Reset Era and on Reddit has said that the N more that is being talked about here is Altered Beast, Comix Zone, and yes, Phantasy Star Online. So yes, this is a big reveal. This is a big announcement. Sega fans are taking this as big as it should be, and other gamers are too, but I feel like a lot of the games industry isn't really taking this as seriously as they should be. This is a major game company who has so much IP, award-winning IP that have sold so many copies that they just forgot about and never went back to. And now they're finally going back. Sega has really been a shell of itself for, I don't know, 10 years or so. And to see them finally go back and acknowledge their award-winning past is just something that I've just been waiting so long for it to happen. And to think that it's finally happening. They finally have enough money. They can finally stop being so risk averse. They can finally go back to their old games and their old style. This is something I'm really going to be following. I'm really going to be updating everybody on here for. This is really near and dear to my heart. I grew up with a Master System. I had so many consoles thanks to me having 2 older brothers, so they were always getting everything. But my first video game console was a Sega Master System. So the Sega entire ecosystem has always been near and dear to my heart, from the Sega Master System to the Genesis to the 32X to yes, the Sega CD, which I had, everything through the Dreamcast and the arcades. I was fortunate enough to grow up near arcades. So yeah, Sega has always meant a lot to me. So to see them finally acknowledge their award-winning past like this is just so awesome. And if the leaks are true, which who knows, everybody's just going crazy right now because this is such a monumental moment, comes to fruition that we get a new Phantasy Star Online or Phantasy Star 5 or new Altered Beast or all these classic franchises, new Skies of Arcadia, it's big. It's big, guys. And really just take it in. Just take it in, because this is gonna be awesome. Even if this is all terrible, even if all of these games are terrible shovelware, even if we get like James Pond versus Echo the Dolphin or some terrible shovelware crap from all this, it's still big that a company has went back to their 80s and 90s games. Even Nintendo is kind of shying away from that era. Sony is shied away from that era. Everybody's focusing on the future, and everyone's focusing on new franchises, which is awesome. You know, you always want to be breaking new ground and going forward, right? You don't want to rest on your laurels. But there's so much great IP and so many great ideas from the crazy creativity of Sega from the 80s and the 90s and early 2000s. See, man, come on. Who else would come up with that except Sega? So to see them go back to their creative past is just such an awesome thing. And even if it's shovelware, even if it's terrible, I'm still going to support it because I support creativity in the games industry. And this is a creative and ballsy move on Sega's part, a company that has been so risk averse in recent years, who's been so afraid to go outside the norm, to now just drop this massive trailer, even though there's not much in it, but it's still massive for the implications of what Sega is moving to do. Beautiful. So I will check you guys later. Hopefully we get some more Sega news and I can talk about it. But yeah, it's coming. I'm so excited. You should be. I'll check you guys later.